YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. Look at this BO 105, all new from FlyWing. And it is absolutely gorgeous, guys. Look at all the details. We're flying ours today in an ice storm so that you can see it first on Brian Phillips RC. As you can see, four-bladed. And I gotta show you this feature before we even take off. This is just so dang cool. It is not plugged in. Push in, turn vertical, pull out. That easy, guys. This thing goes together in minutes, but we make it into hours. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay it on the ice.
Just wait, you have to plug it in still.
I'm serious, guys. This is really real. Okay.
I'm staying over here.
Taking off the lid might be a little bit challenging because there's a clip, as you can see down there. And then we have a 5000 4S that came in ours. So you just kind of have to pull it forward. It's awkward when you're doing it in an ice storm. Once it's forward, there's these 4 pins, okay? So you see the 4 pins. And then once it comes out, we'll go ahead and arm this, and I might actually, okay? So we're flashing red. Make sure your 2 tabs go into the inside of the canopy. And I'm gonna just slide this right here. We can still see the light colors. Okay, so it's armed. We're in stop, normal, home, normal, okay? Now, what I need to do is basically wait for that thing to be flashing. Is it solid green?
Be solid green.
Solid green? Okay, we're gonna try it.
Are you in GPS?
I'm in GPS
okay.
now. Okay, now I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna go run. Nothing yet. So what that tells me is we're not ready yet, okay? So the only way to tell is to look in that canopy there and see if there's a light you can see.
Where is the light?
The light's hard to see.
It is hard to see.
It's right in there, but it's gonna be hard to see. And so the first time you do this, guys, just so you can see, this is not just CGI.
No,
look at this, guys.
Not.
This is straight up ice.
Like straight
look at this,
ice.
look at this bubble.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I can actually walk there. So we're gonna try again, you ready? I'm in stop, I'm in normal, I'm in home. Now I'm gonna go to GPS, down and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm gonna let go and I'm gonna go to run. Oh yeah! There it is, guys. Get ready, get ready. Here it comes. Okay, we're gonna let it spool up. I'm gonna see if it rotates. Yes, it does. There it goes, it's alive. Oh yes, that is so dang cool. Oh, give it some space just in case. Look at this! That is so cool! I love it! The BO 105 and doing beautiful things right before your very eyes on Brian Phillips RC. Look at that thing, rock solid. We have very light wind and an ice storm. We're going to get the idiots who went out just like we are about to do. For the family get together. Oh yeah, let's do it in the rain. Nobody's gonna die except for you because you did it in an ice storm. Woo! So cool, guys. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. It will return to home all on its own. In fact, I'm gonna show you right now because we can. I just put it to home. Oh no, that's not home, that's the sky. Don't worry, 15 meters. I didn't say it wrong in the Unbox build radio setup at all, but you'll just have to wait and see. Since we're walking on grass, we aren't falling. Here it comes, guys. Remember, your RC host is not even doing anything. He's just watching it, saying that's awesome, okay? Yep, keep doing it. You can do it. Oh, by the way, if you change your mind while this thing is landing, because it's kind of slow, and you want to fly it, all you have to do is flip out of home and go to GPS. Or you can just control it, and it'll just keep landing, okay? So there it goes. Now it's gonna stop.
Nice.
Pretty cool, huh? Now, I should probably pause and say, camera crew, is our lens clean? Check.
Hopefully.
All right, so with 5,000 4S, it's gonna be big. We had 3,000 in the Bell 206 and the Huey. Okay, that's a V4. Also, look, When I changed my absolute position, it did not come back to the home position, okay? So let's go further out. It's so stinking cool. Here it is. Okay, stop. Normal, home, GPS, down and out, arm with run. Booyah, there it is. We're gonna give it a little bit less time this time, and then we're gonna slip and slide across and go down for nature walk.
Why don't we nature
Well,
walk
we can go
this
way. We'll go, it is a helicopter. Okay. Oh, I love that it takes time to spool up. It's so cool, going up. Here it is, guys. Oh man, that is gorgeous.
It sounds amazing.
Oh yes. Guys, the thing is absolutely rock solid. Okay, I'm showing it right now.
Oh.
Camera crew's gonna do it. You ready? Camera crew's gonna do it. Okay.
Where am I going?
First of all, go up a little bit.
Anywhere.
Yes. Go away from you. Now let go and see what happens. Booyah. So cool. Now give it a turn. Guys, if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, this is what we do. We unbox them, we build them. We show them in real time in space. Pull down on the stick, bring it down closer to the deck here, camera crew. All the way down like you're trying to land. And then I want you to flip the stop as soon as you have landed. Remember,
I'm landing.
She does not know how to fly, guys. Barely. Hit the stop. Guys, that's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff right there. Okay, so that is so much fun. While it's still running, I'm gonna see if I can go straight to run. I tried just to show you how this works. It's already armed. It's gonna go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take back off as soon as we can. I'm gonna yaw while I'm on the ground. You'll notice there isn't really any impact yet. Get that thing in the air. You do need a little bit of altitude, so if you're doing this indoors, just remember it will hop, skip, and jump, okay? So be prepared for a little bit of hop, skip, and jump, and then don't forget it will overcorrect and drop that tail boom down going right overhead. You good? Okay. Love it, guys. So dang cool. All right, let's go nature walk style. Couple things to consider when you're buying a helicopter, if you know how to fly or if you don't. I can tell you this, the Bell 206, one of my favorites. And by the way, I'm going inside if you want to just stop for a sec. One of my favorite things about these helicopters is that they are big and they actually do stuff. They're cool. They're not just like little toys. This thing will go in and fly inverted. Now, I'm gonna just see if it works automatically. You normally have to activate this. I'm gonna go up here. I think you gotta be in 3D mode. So there's 3D mode. So that's full 3D. Okay, back to home and then back to GPS. 3D gives you full functioning 3D flight, okay? I wasn't sure what that was gonna do, so I just got myself a few mistakes high, and just so you can see, full down stick here, guys. That's as fast as it's gonna drop in regular mode, okay? It's only gonna go so fast. So if you're not a super competent pilot, you can probably handle this because it's basically flying for you. But if you're a 3D pilot, let's show you 3D stuff quick, okay? Let's do one trick. We'll do it over here. Okay, camera crew, you try to keep the tops of the trees if you can.
Okay.
Okay. So just getting myself lined up. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into 3D. Okay, here we go. Okay, so going in. There's upside down. Home. Oh yeah, save the day, baby. Okay, going back to regular GPS flight. As you can see, this thing will do it, but you gotta be a good enough pilot, and I'm not, evidently. Listen to it. It's like, no soup for you.
Yeah.
Maybe we should land just in case. But it's doing okay. Oh, it's because I was in 3D.
Oh,
Guys,
still?
in 3D, it's just like so much more insane, power-wise. Goodness gracious, that thing is awesome. I mean, guys, look, it just does it. It's so cool, and if you've never had a helicopter, you won't understand how dang hard it actually is to really do this stuff. And so when you get one that just does everything you want right now without having to learn to fly, it's just invigorating. And also, I gotta say, camera crew, am I right, please? Thank you. I gotta say, I love the way it looks doing it. The yellow is so dang striking.
Yeah, I love the yellow.
I was nervous I wasn't gonna like the yellow, And we're gonna be super careful because we are on an icy hill. And just to be clear, guys, I don't wanna fall. So guess what? I'm just gonna walk instead of fly. You can't do that with the helicopter, folks. You can with this, okay? So we're just gonna fly right over here. Camera crew is gonna watch out and be careful as she walks so she doesn't walk across anything she don't wanna share. And just to be clear, this is GPS. It's not depending on an optical flow sensor. And so yeah, you guys are the first ones to see our frozen pond. Yeah, we could probably walk out after it, so it's a little bit less impressive right now. But that's still dang cool. Look at the water. Oh, yes, I can land on the middle of the pond. It's a float plane.
Careful on the dock.
Oh, that is so cool. It's on the ice. Oh, guys, this is so much fun. You got to get one of these things. It's so dang cool. Oh, man.
Look at the water on the skids now.
Yes, I noticed that. That's so dang cool. Look at all the drips over here.
The rain is picking up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, that's because the trees.
No, 'cause
Camera
I'm starting
crew?
to get a few drips on my camera.
Do you want to come out here?
No, because I don't want to fall on my butt.
You're not going to fall. It's easy to walk. The wood's evidently
wood's not so
insulated.
bad, okay.
Yeah. It's not like our driveway.
Yeah.
Guys, look at how stinking sweet
cool.
that is. Give him some low shots, camera crew. Dang, that is so gorgeous. Oh, and by the way, in case you were wondering why there's a bobcat over there, there's a bobcat over there because he was doing some finish work. We had to put some netting in to satisfy the county on final sign-offs for the pond. And the federal government finally got out of our business, which is always kind of handy. That is absolutely fantastic, guys. It looks fake because it's so dang good, okay? And yes, you can fly this in 3D mode and you can fly it like you stole it if you want that sort of thing. I think this thing is phenomenal. And I gotta say, my only complaint with this helicopter is the same complaint I have with the Huey and the Bell 206, and that is the tail rotor is kind of fugly. And so I can definitely forgive them for that, because if that's the worst case scenario, I can live with it. Camera crew and I are gonna just walk our way across, do a little nature walk move. Oh, you guys haven't seen Long Island yet.
Yes, they have.
No, have they?
Yeah.
When? Was it another helicopter? Guys, this is Long Island. Welcome to Long Island. It looks kind of weird right now because all this stuff is doing, you see this? This is Long Island, guys. It's basically a little refuge for fish.
Refuge.
I can't wait to share more. Guys, and if you hear me kind of yelling, it's because this thing is kind of loud. Camera crew, you coming?
Yep.
It's so dang gorgeous. And then right next to the rocks. Oh man, it's awesome. If you guys are brand new to Brian Phillips RC, I gotta say thanks for being here. Thanks for putting up with all my excitement, because I gotta tell you something. If you're buying a helicopter like this and you're not excited, you're in the wrong line of hobby, because this is an amazing helicopter. Watch this, guys, watch the precision. This is not its home position, to be clear.
And it's slick too.
Woo! Kind of got caught on the edge, didn't it?
If it was dry, I think you could totally do it. But
Yeah,
just
'cause it
like
would have
sliding on the ice.
A little bit of friction.
Yeah.
So guys, this is something else. The Bell 206, it was a showstopper to me, and so is this one. And talk about with all the water on the windshield and stuff, it's so dang cool. The 4-blade rotor. Oh man, what are we getting, a Bell? A Bell, I think it's a 406. I don't know, the one that's 4-bladed that's more modern than the 206. Man, that is so gorgeous. And yes, this will return to home, by the way. And one of the reasons that can be a little bit of a challenge is because of elevation, guys. Look at this. There is a house there. I wanna make sure that it goes up and over when it tries to return to home, okay? So if it doesn't return to home right, you might be returning to the side of home, okay? You follow? Man, that is so sick. I love it. And I gotta say, with the water the way it is, with the crazy ice storm, with Christmas right around the corner, guys, if you're looking for a last-minute gift idea and you really screwed the pooch, maybe you made your husband mad about something and you wanna make it up to him, just buy this thing, get this thing shipped over ASAP. You're gonna make yourself happy, you're gonna make him happy. It's just gonna like solve all your problems. Check it out, links in the video description below. And all I got to say is, dang, that is good. I cannot wait to see what's next from FlyWing. because they have really been doing some sweet, sweet stuff. If it was dry, you would be able to see the dust flying, but it's not, so you
frozen in there now.
Yeah, it's frozen. And by the way, I gotta say, the thing calms down. It's gonna fly forever, guys, because those little 3,000 milliamp hour packs would fly us for like 20 minutes. I mean, no joke, a little bit of coordination there on that turn. Just keep that tail right where you want it. I mean, all you gotta do is let go of the sticks if you get confused, okay?
Yeah.
I would not recommend doing it in this much water. It's kind of picked up on us. I'm gonna go up and over.
Okay.
Camera crew's not even concerned. That's when you know it's a good heli, because if she's not nervous, that means the thing flies dang good. Notable issues with this helicopter, and there are just a few. Tail rotor is ugly as sin. It's got a prop from an airplane. If they fix that, huge, huge, huge victory. Secondly, no tail boom support. I don't know if the real BO-105 has one, but it would be good on a model. Noteworthy issue number 3, where are the LEDs? This thing is an absolutely beautiful scale model. I want LEDs. I want them yesterday, and I want them on anything that costs as much as this. So sell us a kit if you're not gonna install it for us. Also, I gotta say, the 3D flight function is definitely gonna leave something to be desired compared to what some of you have come to expect from other flight experiences. But if you're like me and you barely know how to fly a helicopter, but you can kind of get the job done, this thing is gonna do the trick. No, I'm not gonna put down on that rock. I'm tempted to do it, but I'm afraid it's gonna tip and break, okay? So I'm not gonna do it, but I am gonna do some low level ops here. By the way, other complaints, and it's very minor, a little bit challenging to take the canopy off, but it's also probably impacted by the fact that it is literally an ice storm here right now. And I gotta say, we love filming these things because they are super fun. Let's go down to the dock, camera crew, if you don't mind. I'm gonna do some water ops here for you. Our ice is thick enough I could probably walk on it. You want me to try it, camera crew?
Not particularly.
Look, I'm on it. I'm on the water.
I would.
Huh? If I break through, guys, you get to watch it first on Brian Phillips RC. What, you see it moving?
Yeah.
Is it gonna pop out?
I don't know.
Oh no!
Do you want to find
That's
out?
why I love these helis. Look, I'm not even looking at it. I'm worried about if I'm gonna die. By the way, the water is about 3 inches deep here, folks, in case you're wondering. Up you go. That's not the return to home, but I just want to get you a couple of passes right overhead. Are you good?
Yeah, but I'm getting drips when you go right over my head.
Oh no.
I'm looking up. So.
Like this?
Yeah.
Is it cold?
It is.
Okay, I'll stop doing it then. So guys, I gotta say, again, from FlyWing, what an absolutely fantastic flight experience. I gotta say, we are loving the good stuff we're getting from all these different heli manufacturers. They finally listened to guys like me, Brian Phillips RC here. We obviously love scale flight performance. We love sharing it with you here, and we love experiencing it. If you want to experience it for your very own, then look no further than the links in the video description below. You can buy one for yourself, get it in one of the available colors, finish levels, and whichever mode you need for your transmitter. Ours, of course, is a Mode 2 transmitter. And yes, it is absolutely ready to fly, except for 4 AA batteries and 1 drill / hole / zip tie. We moved our connector that goes to the tail rotor because we were a little bit concerned about it being strapped tight to our ESC heatsink. So we did change that. You might want to change yours too, or just at least check it out and see if it's a problem on yours. There is also an invert button that is right here. You'll notice it says normal and invert. The idea is you go up to a certain altitude, it will literally fly this helicopter upside down with the same controls as a normal flight, which is very cool. Let's go up here and show them some rolling hills action if you wanna. So keep in mind, since we're not dependent on an optical flow sensor, which is essentially a camera that points down, this thing is definitely depending on GPS. So the times that you're gonna see the weird wonk behavior is when you're upside down, okay? So if you manage to get this helicopter upside down, just remember, you might be in for a handful. You saw what happened to me when I tried. but then that's me. And I gotta say, the fact that you could just take this, quite literally, set it down on the ground, look away, and it will fly with impunity. That thing would go home if I went home, all on its own, and ended up there on the edge of the driveway. That is incredible, guys. I love that the FlyWings do what they say they're gonna do, and I love that they are so freaking gorgeous. Guys, I'm just trying to show you that pull away. Look at this. This grass gets blown out of the way. It's so dang cool. Man, it's gorgeous. And by the way, if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC and you think I'm excited about this, you should see when it's something even bigger and even more fantastical. But I gotta say, these helicopters are just really leaving very little off the table because they are just absolutely fantastic. And I gotta say, in terms of range, the only thing you need to watch for is height and leave yourself enough room to get home. I'm like flying through clouds. That is so stinking cool.
Weird.
Remember the other day when we flew the Super Scorpion, it was super foggy?
Yeah, I do.
Man, it looks like absolutely like it's a real helicopter coming into land. I cannot wait till we have a real helicopter here. That's gonna be so dang cool. Oh, and by the way, if you guys do own a full-scale helicopter or an organization, if you belong to an organization that has a full-scale helicopter, I'm trying to line up a discovery flight. If you have anything to say about it, if you can help me get that arranged, whether that's flying me in your own personal aircraft or helping me to line up something, even if it's a paid experience, I'm definitely excited about it and willing and able and ready to do it whenever you guys are ready. And part of that experience will, of course, include landing and flying at Brian Phillips RC right here where we've flown full-scale airplanes too. Love it. That is so dang cool. And by the way, I just want to tell you one thing I noticed about this and other FlyWings is you do need to be a little bit careful as you make a fast. When you're fast and you get close to something, you need to give it time because this is the full up speed. That's the full down speed, and it is not super fast, okay? So if you fly too quick and then you have an obstruction come up, you need to give yourself time for it to respond, okay? That'll help you save your helicopter, okay? That last pass where I brought it in super fast, it was definitely going to be probably on the edge of just pulling out in time, okay? And you know, you always want to pull out in time. There's consequences if you don't. That is so dang cool. So there's another one there, just kind of bringing it downhill, a little bit of down on the stick, do a nice tight coordinated turn, hard on the stick to get it going up and get you back up to speed, let it bring itself to a rest. That is so dang cool. Okay, so now do you want me to call out a return to home or do you want to fly it up there? I think we should call out a return to home, but
That's
just
fine.
do it from sort of over here.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'll bring it over, well, do you want to go a little further over? What do you think?
You could just do it from there. We'll see how high it goes.
Okay, so we'll just go here and I'll go home. Now, I always like to watch this because if something goes wrong, all I have to do is take over the controls, okay?
Right.
Carefully walk up the hill, camera crew.
Yeah.
It's pretty good for traction here.
Okay.
Come on. Remember, we can't walk on that ice.
I know. We're gonna watch from here.
What is that game that they play in the Olympics where they slide the...
Like curling or
Curling?
whatever that is? Yeah,
Okay.
we are not gonna do that.
So now it's coming, guys. Come on up. What do you...
I'm trying to see.
Oh, you want to see...
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want the people to see, this is really our maiden flight experience. And I think sometimes people forget and they think there's like, you know, there's like getting tricked. This is the first time we've ever flown this helicopter.
Why would we do this if we...
And it's not dead, okay? This
No,
thing
it's
would
not.
go for a while longer. Beautiful landing, a little bit far off from our home.
No, remember you started there because you slid it out
Oh,
that second
that's
time.
right.
Yep.
Okay, I'm in home position. I'm gonna go back to GPS. I'm gonna try to go to run and see if it goes. I'm going back to stop, going back to home, going back to GPS to reset, going back to run. Arming it.
No, you gotta be in stop to arm it.
Oh, that's right. So stop, home.
GPS.
Oh, GPS, then arm. 4, 5, 6, then run.
Yep.
And that tells you you're not dead yet, because this thing will literally, upon low voltage, return to home. 3.7 volts nominal across the 4 cells. Remember, there's no smart controls. It doesn't know how much each cell is. It just knows a nominal rating divided by the number of cells. Okay, now I'm gonna go up, and there it is. So you just press up and it goes up. And then you press this and it goes that way. And you slide the rudder that way. This is the actual rudder pedals. This is called the collective, in this case, since it's a smart GPS heli drone, or whatever you want to call it. There, by the way, full disclosure, there is absolutely zero artificial intelligence involved. In case anybody else tells you that, they're wrong. This is not artificial intelligence. It is a stabilizer.
GPS.
It is a flight controller and GPS. Global positioning system. It's been around for a long time, people. Okay, watch this. This leans you that way. This leans you that way. This leans you forward. That's leaning itself back to correct. This leans you back. And when you let go, it corrects, okay? The flight controller does 90% of the heavy lifting on this helicopter. And then basically, if you know how to fly, even a little coaxial helicopter or drone, something that you got at Christmas 5 years ago for $13.95, this thing is gonna fly just about as easy. But it's gonna also do cool things like, wait, does this do the thing? Oh, look, I can do patterns too. Look at this. I'm gonna go in a circle pattern, circle. Now it's just gonna fly in quite literally a circle. Go in a circle, dude. Oh, no, it went home. I'm out of battery. Oh. I'm out of battery. So when I went to fly circle, it went home because I'm gonna go back to normal.
It's red now, the light, and you're not in the home.
So it'll fly in a circle like this, like it's filming.
Yep.
Or you can put it into the 8 and it'll fly in a figure 8. It's pretty cool the first time, and then you'll forget you had the feature.
Yeah, you'll just do it
But
yourself.
you're not gonna forget how stinking gorgeous this thing is. Look at it, guys. It's absolutely fantastic looking. I can't believe how good it is. And it lands perfect.
Be careful.
Guys, you gotta get one. Check this thing out. Links in the video description below. 4S, 5,000 volts. 5,000 volts? What am I, Chinese now?
What is that?
4S, 5,000 milliamp hours. This thing does it for a long time. How long is the video?
27 minutes and 48 seconds.
Wow, so we gotta go.
Yes, we do.
So, guys, get one. Links in the video description below. The only thing you need to provide is the 4 AA batteries, unless, of course, you get it as a plug and play. And my suggestion is get it as ready to fly. This thing is fantastic. It does everything it said it was gonna do. It does it really good. I am in the stop mode now. I probably should have done that first. Hold this, please. Okay. And yeah, don't start yours like this in the water, but oh my goodness, it is awesome. You will not regret spending this much money if you get this thing. 4 blades, but yeah, I want the blades off. So I'm gonna do that thing right now and just put them in my pocket because I can. That is awesome. They have literally thought of everything on this helicopter, with the exception of, as I said, spin it, pull it out, and you're done. The fugly tail rotor, which could be easily modified. Somebody send me links to a manufacturer that makes a better tail rotor. I want it to look better. I want it to still function good, okay? I want it to look more scale. I would love to see some sort of a crash guard here that looks scale. I would love to see at least a few nav lights, because I am telling you, this thing is absolutely to die for, and you need one. Check it out. Links are in the video description below. If you want to support us in other ways, you don't want this, you're not into the BO 105, maybe you're not an Airbus supporter, you don't like Airbus or whatever, all you have to do is check out brianphillipsrc.com or bprc.me. That's our website, long and short links. And you can get there and check out everything that's in the heli category or the FlyWing category and see the other amazing offerings right now. If you still want to support us, but none of those meet your fancy, maybe you're out of the budget for a new plane, but you just want to throw us a few bucks as a happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas or Happy Valentine's Day or whatever it is, Then we have super thanks, YouTube members. Thanks for being members. Patreon members. Thanks for being members. And then PayPal for one-time donations. But we firmly believe the best way for you to spread the RC joy is to be in it with us. Guys, don't just vicariously live through Brian Phillips RC videos. Get out there, fly these things. Literally what's stopping you other than time, space, your wife, budget, your boss, jobs, being gone, kids, taxes. What else? Okay, don't let those things stop you.
Yeah.
How about that? Because here's the thing, you're not guaranteed tomorrow any more than I am. Live it up today. Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, all those things, whatever you're celebrating, we're glad you're celebrating it with us. Brian Phillips RC is gonna do an unbox build radio setup next on this very beautiful item. On this very beautiful item. And we're so glad that you're here with us. And still after almost 10 years, or a little bit more than 10 years, depending on how you're calculating it, we're gonna be here hopefully for another 10 years. If you didn't like the video, don't forget to smash the like video on the way out. And by the way, I gotta say, these helicopters are so good compared to what they were 10 years ago when we started. Yeah. And yes, there are gonna be insane 3D pilots that are doing crazy, awesome things with their gear. You can do it with this if you want to. I'm not that guy. But this thing will autonomously fly upside down if you turn on the feature, I believe. I don't care about that feature. I'm sorry. I don't mean to poo-poo anybody. All you have to do is hook up your USB-C right inside of there. We'll show where it is in the unbox portion, and it comes with the cable. You just provide the computer, internet access, download the software, install you just flip a switch basically in the software. Yeah. That activates it within the flight controller. I don't want that feature, okay? But I do like, this is very good, 3D. It's right there. You don't have to activate it. Yep. It's just there. Don't crash because of it, okay? What else is there to say? Nothing. Get one now. Stay tuned. Unbox next. YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. We have something new and exciting for you. It's right here in this little box. It's Fragile products.
Must be Italian.
Yes, must be. Oh, okay, so this says it's yellow, but they have boxes that say blue, gray, red, and red, blue. Ready to fly US, ready to fly EU, ready to fly UK, ready to fly Australia, and PMP. I didn't know that.
And several different modes, right?
This is mode 2.
Yeah.
Mode 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I wish I would have known there was different colors because I would have probably taken them up on that. So we're gonna find out right now if we like anything else about it. But it's gonna be awesome, guys. All new from FlyWing. The makers of many other amazing helicopters over the years, and we have gotten very excited. In recent vintage, the V4 Huey and the Bell 206 have been amazing, wonderful creations. But while she brings the camera back up, we're gonna finish this unbox with the all new, not formally released,
box
BO.
in a box.
BO. BO 105. Beautiful. It goes like this.
It does. That's usually how they work.
Actually, the BO 105, Red Bull has a BO 105.
Is that the one that can do inverted?
That does inverted flight, which is pretty sweet. It's technically experimental though. Okay, so first thing first, we're gonna unbox this helicopter. We're gonna show you if it's any good. We're gonna show you if it works. That's what we do on Brian Phillips RC Unbox Build Radio Setup. This is what you're watching right now. If you wanna see the flight, you already did.
Yes, you missed it. You scrolled too fast.
Way back there.
How you could have missed all that time.
Is it that way?
It'd be that way, yeah.
Okay, so you got some foam. It's all part of it. There it is, guys. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, that's all we needed to do.
Perfect.
Seen the manual. Okay, I'll show the people here.
Okay.
So sweet. We got German flag on there.
That yellow is pretty amazing.
Beautiful. Oh, what? That is so cool looking. 4-bladed prop. It's gonna be so cool. Main rotor, not prop. Sorry, I'm an airplane guy. And the standard transmitter you've come to expect. Labeled nicely.
Yeah, they're
Good
getting,
job,
they're getting
FlyWing. You must be listening to us
notes.
English speakers. And whoa, those are quick release blades. What? No way.
What?
No way. Well, yes, they are. They're slip-in doohickeys.
Oh, well.
Grab my sack, please. It's heavy, right?
It is. I like the yellow tips.
Okay, so we're gonna pull these out. Show the camera crew, she wants to see them. I have noticed a couple other guys, look at this. Oh, look at the shape of that. The profile's so dang cool.
Wait,
wow.
Wait, hold still. There we go.
Look at that, guys. It's not symmetrical.
No, it is not.
It is a non-symmetrical blade. This is tip is painted. Kind of wish it was like more than just the yellow, because the yellow's cool, but I would like to see a couple of colors. I've seen some guys will do like alternating.
Like with the, like, stripes.
Oh, it's so cool. So, okay, yeah, so these are all the same blades though, which is nice. What is that for though? I wonder.
I don't know.
There's 2 screws. We'll find out here in a minute. So obviously it comes with 4 blades because it's a 4-bladed rig. And the first thing we do when we unbox a heli, this is always what we do. We do the boring stuff first, because here on Brian Phillips RC, we're all about helping get you out of the chair and into the air. You're not just living vicariously through Brian Phillips RC, because at the end of the day, you need your own 5,000 milliamp hour 4S batteries. This is a BT 5074, whatever that means. And another one comes preloaded with the Velcro, which I would normally not add myself, except it's already there. And it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, as well as the charger, as well as this thing, okay? Pull that off, FlyWing. Ooh, nice Velcro. It's like they thought of everything, good Lord.
Hey, keep those.
Yeah, they are nice.
Those come in handy.
They do. Did you just say, wow.
This is not garbage. Like, you can buy this on Amazon, so it's not garbage.
Okay, so you plug that in, and then your balance lead goes in here. Except there's this thing. There's protective cover on there? No,
Yeah.
there's not.
I don't know, it's a fuzz.
So that's a balance charger there, but it also comes with USB-A to USB-C. That is used on the transmitter. If you want to turn on some of the more advanced features, you can hook up to the USB port. That's USB micro. What the heck? Oh, that's because the flight controller hooks up. That's right. This goes into the flight controller, not the transmitter.
Oh, that's right.
My apologies. It's been a while. Truth be told, guys, you can unlock features on this helicopter, and you'd actually dumb it back down to no flight controller
Well, if you can get it in a plug and play.
Here, hold my tool.
Configuration.
Yeah, that's right. So you don't have to use the auto leveling and everything, but you have to unprogram those features.
Right.
Should you decide to do it. So make no mistake, out of box, the thing will basically fly itself using GPS. This is what we call a GPS heli drone. Why do we call them heli drones? Because it's like a drone in that it actually hooks up to GPS satellites and controls itself. It will come to attention, fly it around, let go of the sticks, put the controller down, go inside, experience.
Don't do that.
Explosive diarrhea, go back out, it will be landed on your takeoff point. Now, it doesn't have to be bowel issues. It could be something else. Look at that thing. I know you guys are waiting. You're just, so take it out of the freaking box, Brian. I'm dying here. I'm dying. Ooh, man, that makes me nervous. I have to show it. It's a bind plug.
Why do you need a bind plug?
Well, just in case you were binding. Okay.
So
I want to take this out, but I am kind of nervous because look at this. The horizontal stabilizer and vertical stabilizers on the tail boom, it's kind of tight. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the whole thing out like this because I don't want to damage my heli, okay?
Let's go.
Is it the whole foam?
The whole foam, yeah.
Okay, whew. Now, just to be clear, these FlyWing packagings are very nice. Oh, sweet, they printed the bottom. That is so dang cool. Love it. Okay, this time I can deflect more, okay? So as I'm deflecting, I wanna show the people what I'm doing here. This tail rotor. Okay, so complaint number 1, and the only complaint we've had on this current series. These are maybe not the prettiest tail feathers for a heli. FlyWing, if you're listening, improve that because I don't mind having a brushless motor. It would be better to have a belt drive because it'd be more cool, but it's also a lot more expensive to manufacture, and I understand that. But I'm just concerned because I'm like catching this foam. Look, I want you to give them a shot of this. This is important. Just whatever you're doing, I need you to do it so that they can see. See, this is catching. So I'm just showing you this because here on Brian Phillips RC, we show the good, bad, and ugly. And I'm gonna tell you what, there's not much beautiful on this helicopter. But I am not liking this, taking this thing out. It's making me nervous. It's so gorgeous. That is so sweet. Other than the tail feathers. But look at the exhaust pipes. So dang sweet. Beautiful. A little bit of indisparity there. I'm not sure what happened there. But then look at the rotor head. That is so gorgeous. Oh man. And yes, these are quick release blades. Okay. XT60 equipped. XT60 equipped on the flight controller there. Okay, I can hold it by that. How do you release this thing? I think it just pulls straight out because you can see a clip right here. See the clip?
Oh,
right there. Look from the window, Megan. Oh. There's a window. Does this just pull straight out? Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous, but I totally want to pull this out. I don't know how to release it though. There's got to be like a creative and easy way to do this. I think you just pull straight out. Okay, I don't often do this.
Okay.
But I don't want to break the helicopter right away because that'd be embarrassing, but then also I think people would get a kick out of it if I did. Well, what we might do is we might actually look at the manual once.
Oh, okay.
Should we look at the manual?
Yeah, I was just trying to remember how the Huey and the Bell 206
No, those ones open way easier. They're super simple. Oh, and by the way, there is a relief here for your blades. Hey, see this? Look. The blades will rest up here so you can slide them back in.
If you're like repackaging it back into the box.
So I'm going to put the blade storage device. This is a blade storage device right there.
Definitely.
And then I'm going to put this all back in the box. These are really nice little carrying cases, but one thing I got to say complaint-wise, okay, complaint number one, this is ugly. This is an expensive price point. This helicopter is not cheap. I'm not saying it's a bad price. I'm saying at this price point, I'd like to see better. Also, that I cannot tell if that's on the right way. It looks the same as a Huey. It looks the same as a Bell 206. Show them the angle. No, from here. Show them that. See?
Yeah.
This is what we should be seeing on a helicopter of this echelon, okay? Yes, I have so many, I have to move them out of the way to get them out of storage, okay? Just wait till they're full scale. This is what we should be seeing in the very near future. I want to see this, guys. This just happens to be an M4. I'm not trying to, point out M4 Max, also very awesome. That is the type of heli assemblies I want to see. For the tail, yeah. I'm not saying it has to be belt driven. It can still be a brushless, but how sweet would that be if we had a swing out, at least simulate what it would look like if that's what it was, okay? Does that make sense? Am I crazy?
Well, I mean, you want it to look as scale as possible though.
And by the way, you got the same thing on this Fusion 360, and you get down to this Yuzhang, and then you've got just another fixed tail rotor, okay?
Yep.
So what I'm saying is I want this type of echelon. That's what I'm looking for. And I think that that's what a lot of us are looking for. It doesn't even need to be actively, pitch controlled by a super, because what you guys may not realize, if you're not used to building your own helis, is that tail servo is like probably more expensive than the motor.
Super
because they're extremely fast and they're extremely powerful. And they're like the most expensive servos that I physically own, okay? Singular servos, just to be clear, okay? Where was I going with this?
Well, we were trying to figure out how to open it.
And I noticed that angle. You see?
Okay.
So the prop, if that were mounted on a plane, it would be, a tractor prop would be, the plane would be here and it'd be pulling it that way, I believe. And if it was a pusher prop, then this would be mounted, like over the canopy, and it would, thrust angle would be set and all that. But I just wanted to double check that because people have lost helicopters over stuff like this. Make sure you're right.
Right.
Okay? By the way, as an aside, because this is a GPS heli drone and it's beautiful, okay? And it's got lots of details, I don't want to be fixing it. Helicopters are high consequence aircraft. They either work or they blow up in a million pieces.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of middle ground. I have had crashes that are minor on helicopters because I've been extremely lucky. Some people are extremely lucky and have complete losses. Don't be the complete loss guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So complaint number one, that. Complaint number two, if you want to do ordinary style flying and you want to learn to fly, this may not be for you. Because even though you can be a skilled heli pilot and fly this and do all the things, I want to be able to fly like the Blade or like the M4 and then turn on the aids that make this automatic, okay? We're gonna vet that. It was in a comment today, this very morning, that I looked at about 20 minutes before we did this video. And one of the comments was, make sure you tell us if it has automatic flight controls or if you can switch out of it, okay?
Oh.
Typically, that would be considered 3D, okay? So there's home, there's GPS controlled, and then there's 3D, okay? Normal and invert, you have to turn that feature on. And I'm gonna just tell you this right now. I do not care if my helicopter can fly like this. This Huey will do that. It's less than half the price, okay? Considerably less. It's also a lot smaller. That Huey will do it. I don't care because I don't want to do it, but you might want to. If the feature exists, we'll try to point it out. But you have to remember, I'm gonna vet these things the way that I care about them. And I am not a super skilled heli pilot, but I would like the ability to fly. And if I can do an inverted roll, or if I can bring it in and flip it upside down and do something that looks realistic, like the Red Bull version, okay, that Airbus puts out for demos, that would be super cool, okay? In real life, this helicopter, a BO-105, is not rated to fly upside down, but they can be flown upside down. They're just not rated legally to do it. Check this out. There's gonna be a screw that comes out, and then this goes in spring-loaded. That's so cool, I can't wait to see it. Okay, so complaint number one, tail rotor. Complaint number two, controls thing, okay? Take it for what it's worth. That's very opinionated. You don't have to agree with me. Let's show them the charger real quick. Plugging into a conventional wall outlet. This thing springs to life, okay? Maybe it only springs to life after you plug in a battery. Oh, there it is. So that shows, if it's like the other ones, this does 3S and 4S, okay? So it shows 4 and it shows 3. So it's at 75% charge, which would stand to reason. That's about right. Why don't you go back just a little bit so you can not have a glare. These batteries are 5,000 milliamp hour, okay, 4S packs. So you don't have to use this provided charger. You can also use a smart charger that you may have for your plethora of smart batteries. Now again, you don't have to use smart batteries in this helicopter, but you can if you have a bunch of them. In my case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you exactly what I would do if I was charging this on one of our standard chargers, okay? So my standard chargers are where I'm gonna go to because I'm not typically gonna have this thing sitting out, okay? We have a bunch of them, we don't use them, okay? So I would normally take my XT60, I would throw a little adapter that we got with another plane. I can't even remember which brand it was. It was a Venom. A Venom pack came with this adapter. You can build them super easy, okay? You'd also purchase them from links in our supplies tabs, bprc.me. Plug it in, it populates a screen with the voltages of each cell. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Then I plug in the discharge lead, scroll in what I want to charge it at, which this is 5,000, so I can go up to 5 amps, and that would be 1C charge rate. And then we'll hit start. Then it's going to basically start charging. And then I can hit down and see where each of the cells resides. Now, also I want to just point something out. This is a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, and that's what we have for the Bell 206 and for the Huey. They offer, I believe, as an option to go to the bigger flights, the bigger batteries. But I'm gonna just say this, we're flying ours for like 20 minutes. That's a crazy amount of flight time in a heli for a relatively small battery, okay? So then if you were to take that same principle, and this is 6S, oops, sorry, and go to, you know, like a 4000 4S Smart Pack, you would have the added benefit of auto balancing, which is a big deal. But just remember, our 5000 4S, which is just not in great shape, has a different end. Of course, you'd have to make your ends work out because that's an IC5. Of course, that's gonna be a bigger type of lead. So we'll let those charge. You can make up your own mind how you wanna charge your batteries. Here on Brian Phillips RC, I wanna give you all the information so you can make a good decision before you buy a relatively expensive helicopter. And that being said, just remember, these helicopters are like museum pieces. Look how stinking gorgeous this is. I don't even know what ADAC stands for. We'll have to look it up. Here, feel my rivets.
I know. It's like super
It's
detailed.
so detailed. And then
It's
these
really
doors are like really on the real one, except there'd be doors back here too. This is so sweet. I just love looking at it. So now we need to figure out how to open this up. We need to figure out how to put the blades on so we can give you guys good advice. Because at the end of the day, here on Brian Phillips RC, you come for the latest and greatest stuff, but we really do try hard to make sure to cover the bare minimums so that you can have a good experience. Because if you don't know what you're doing and you need help, we will show you all the steps from here to flying, okay? And we make a habit of doing that all the time on every aircraft we have ever reviewed. And that includes everything you see in the background, and then probably another 2,000 square feet worth of storage, floor to ceiling. Not exaggerating.
No.
Because if you see a plane here and you want to know how we got it flying, we will show you in the Unbox Build radio setup part of the video. Some are going to be just opening it up, putting a battery in, and flying, okay? Very simple. Some of them are going to include lots of details about how to set up a radio system, like our Spectrum transmitters. Some of them are going to be as simple as, okay, on this particular transmitter, you have to install batteries. That's what we do. We always have. So if you like this helicopter, or maybe you don't, and you say, but I want to know about the Huey back there. Well, all you have to do is go to brianphillipsrc.com, or you can go to bprc.me. Same place, short link, okay? And then you can do a comparison in our
Sort feature. You can go to the Helis tab.
That's right.
Yep.
The
You can see
Helis
all of them
tab.
that we've done.
So we have all the helis in one tab, and at some point, we're gonna get so many of them that we're gonna have tabs that are just for FlyWing.
Right.
And tabs that are just for RC Air, and tabs that are just for
And there
Blade.
is, if you sort by brand.
You can also
see that
sort
too.
by brand,
Yeah.
and that will help you do the alternative sorting method. Because when it comes to helicopters and airplanes, it's so frustrating. You click on our link in the video description below to buy this, and you're like, it's out of stock. I don't know what to do with myself. Go to brianphillipsrc.com. We'll help solve your problem. Okay, so camera crew found a solution for me while I was giving you answers.
Well, this says install blades. Insert the blade as shown in the figure first, then rotate it clockwise, and then pull the blade outward.
Look, watch. So insert it like this,
Okay.
vertical.
Then turn it clockwise, and then pull the blade outward to like lock it in.
That is awesome. Is this the right way? See?
Yeah,
the groove.
There's only one way
Guys,
to go.
this is so good. I know that there are a lot of moving parts here, and I don't want them to fling off into my balls, my eyeballs. Eyes are up here, camera crew. Seriously, jeez. But yeah, all you got to do
Wait,
is
you didn't get that one in far enough.
hold on. My penetration was too deep.
No, it wasn't deep enough.
Penetrate.
There you go.
No, this one's fighting me. Hold on. I'm going to hold it sideways. There it goes. There was a tab. There was a tab that I was caught on. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be the first one to tell you this, okay? We want you to buy these airplanes, helicopters, quads, and VTOLs because we make small commissions from the manufacturers that we work with. But I'm going to be the first one to tell you if this thing blows up in a million pieces because I'm going to have like a blade in my face. And it'll be a gross video, but it will be interesting, okay? So if this hits my face hole, you're going to be the first to hear about it. Also, I want to just point out something. These do not swing at all.
Right.
They're fixed.
Right.
That is so weird.
Yes.
We are so not used to this.
No.
Every other helicopter we've ever had, they swing. If
This
you guys
is-
aren't used to helicopters, let's show you on the Huey, okay? This is a V4, oh, awesome helicopter, okay? This one doesn't swing because it's fixed with a detail, okay? But the Bell 206, that thing is a swinger. It's got pineapples all over the place. See? Swing.
Right.
That's the way all helicopters usually work, okay? So also, by the way, I was complaining earlier about the tail rotor and how it's kind of like ugly compared to what I want. I mean, compared to the absolute sheer beauty of these FlyWing helicopters. They're big, they're detailed, they do everything they say they're gonna do and more, to be honest. You can unlock that control. You can make this thing do whatever you want, okay? But what I'm gonna tell you is, if you have already come up with a swinging rotor for this, I'd like to hear about it in the comments below. Or if you know of one that's commercially available for another helicopter that we could purchase and then upgrade, let us know in the comments below. We would love to get in touch with those manufacturers and see if we can showcase them on Brian Phillips RC, okay? Because I love helicopters, but the more detailed, the more I love them, okay? Scale helicopters, please, more. Give us more, whoever you are, okay? I love them. They're awesome, just like airplanes. The difference is helicopters are easy to store. And this is gonna be really easy. Watch this, watch this. Okay, so let's say that I wanna put this away for the end of the day. Swing the blade. Look at this. Oh man, I might need a private moment with this. That is so dang cool. That is so nice. I love
really
it.
crazy.
And then look, watch this. Say you want to store it right there on the shelf. This is even smaller than a standard folded blade helicopter because a lot of times they don't quite fold and they end up being wide. This thing is going to be even smaller. Awesome. The only thing be better is if this boot opened up like they do on some of these BO-105s for patient stuff, and then you could slide those in. But you know what? I answered my own question. Let's figure out how to take the canopy off.
It doesn't say in the manual. So
Are you
you're gonna
kidding
have to
me?
just
Does
suck
it really
up.
not?
It does not.
That's redonkulous. Maintenance. So it's talking about the direction this goes. The plastic slot is stuck in the motor during replacement. If you need to take this off, you have to actually bind up the motor to brace it whilst undoing this screw, okay? Pretty easy, simple stuff. They were talking about that. They don't show it? Are you seriously?
No, I didn't see it.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's all mostly controller and programming stuff.
Yeah, this one's the one that you're gonna wanna know for the colors of the lights, okay? And just full disclosure, we're gonna be flying ours probably today in an ice storm, because that's what we do on Brian
That's where we live.
And we are in the midst of an ice storm. So hopefully I don't slip and fall, but if I do, it'll make for a good video. And I got an autopilot. The other thing too is, are you 100% sure I've got these in the right way? Because I am about 99% sure that this would be up. This would be down.
They literally can't go in a different way, can they?
You know what?
You can only, that slot only goes in one way.
You can only put it in one way.
Yeah.
Ah, that is so cool. Okay, put it in, pull it out.
Yep.
You have to pull it out to lock it. That is so dang cool. I gotta say. Okay, so now I know I'm like falling all over myself, fawning over this thing, but I'm really excited about it. Okay, I gotta figure out how to take this thing off.
I think it just goes forward.
Yeah, but do you want to be the one to break it?
No, that's why I'm gonna let you do it.
You see this though? Show the people. There's like a clip, and I can see those two fingers that come in at an angle. I'm just afraid, like when I pull, can I just pull forward? I'm putting my fingernails in there. Oh God, it hurts my soul to do it. Okay, so I just put my fingernails in between here and just walk them down. And then there's probably pins. There are pins, look.
Yep.
Oh man, that's kind of a scary process. No me gusta.
Okay.
Okay.
The first time's always the worst. It'll loosen up.
Tell me more about it. Okay, so that's pretty sweet. Okay. Show the people.
I know.
Stick them all the way in.
Yeah.
Is it all like
Barely.
weird and distorted?
Barely.
That's actually pretty sweet then. So FPV all the way, right? If you're into that sort of thing. Now, if you guys want to hook up the USB-C, and there's a USB-C right there, but I'm not sure that's it. Yeah, it is that, because that's the flight controller that you would be interacting with. And then this is your receiver right here, okay? So then just double check your cables. Make sure they're all stuck in the hole. That does not look like it's plugged in right. Look at all those pins. That is so weird. Do they not look like they're tripping over themselves?
I mean, a little bit, but.
Like if they were in upside down, that's what they look like to me.
But how would you know? Because they're not color coded.
No, they're not. Well, maybe there's a singular pin. Yeah, good point though, camera crew. I'm gonna put my finger back here and try to like get my finger in there so I can press this. This is a PPM. This must be, that's X bus, right? That says servo. Can you put the camera so that I can see? I'm trying to read this, but I don't want to damage my antennas. Man, this blade makes it hard for me to get my head. You realize I'm trying to see that. I want to figure out what that's labeled as.
Yeah, your
okay.
hand is in the way.
How about this, guys? We'll just take the bull by the horns. There it is, guys. Now you can see. So it says servo. What does that say? iBus? Sense? I don't know. See, PPM's up there. Okay, so take that back. You can shut off the light now. I thought we were on PPM, but I guess we're not PPM. The good news is you don't have to set it up. The bad news is I'd like to be able to articulate exactly what's happening to you guys here. So if you have questions, there are more bits of information about this online, okay? If you want to learn more, you can learn more. We'll link to the helicopter so you can buy one if you'd like. And if you want to learn more, there's usually going to be links to manuals at almost every one of our purchase links, okay? The purchase links take you to the site where our partners are selling these. You can choose to buy one. You can choose to get updated firmware if it's available. You can choose to get software when there's downloadable software, which is available for this, okay? Because you need that if you decide to program so that you can use your invert function and things like that. Now, that being said, if this is normal, it's going to talk about this a little bit later down in the manual. And we might find that real quick and come right back to overcharging. Okay, so this is how you start the process. We'll come back to that question about the other stuff here in a minute. Oh, also, I just wanted to, while you're looking at that, I wanted to point out the fact that you can get to 2 of the servos here without too much trouble. But then this last one would be a Bearcat to get to, but you can get to some of it from the top, okay? That means if you have to get to the back, it's gonna be a real pain in the neck. Looks like you're gonna be undoing multiple bolts, trying to pull the whole assembly out. And that's where a belt-driven helicopter is so much harder to work on, okay? Or a shaft that has a, you know, a drive shaft that goes to
Because
the
that
back.
stuff all gets buried inside there.
Yeah, because this is just one wire set that goes back. It's much easier, okay? So in order to set up your inverted flight mode, and I'm not 100% sure because I haven't flown this one yet. This is our Unbox Build Radio setup portion. If you have to activate it, then you'll have to hook up to this USB-C port, which is right here. And then once you hook up to that, you have to use the software that's provided from FlyWing. Then you can activate the feature, which is called like an advanced feature, okay? So real quick, if you couldn't see when we were pulling this canopy off, this is glued down with epoxied down, if you will, okay? And then that will catch. I'm just surprised that it's so ugly there. Why did they not clean that
Your
up?
battery is going to cover it when your battery goes in.
Oh
is it
yeah,
not?
I guess you're right. I still would like. Here's the thing, guys. If you're going to do an open canopy and you're going to sell a beautiful and relatively expensive helicopter, I would highly suggest that you come up with some sort of a black finish or something that looks more like the finish of an airplane or a helicopter. Okay. All right. So pause. We'll come back. All right. So we're going to go ahead and load the batteries in here. It's super simple. They do not come with the helicopter. Okay. So the negative side goes to the spring. The little bump goes opposite on the plus side. if your batteries are not labeled. Obviously, you can use chargeable, rechargeable, doesn't matter. Or you can get really creative and do something crazy, like build your own lithium polymer pack or something like that. But for now, we're just gonna use 4 alkaline batteries. You press power on both sides to turn it on. It comes on. Okay, so there it is. And you don't need to do any setup on this end. There is a protective cover. I'll just leave it on. This is a touch screen, so you can unlock it. Okay, so now it's unlocked, then you can go into settings. Okay. We got some scratches on ours, that's kind of disappointing. Come on. Okay, so then reverse, sub trims, rates, throttle, max, fail safe, all that stuff, auxiliary, throttle curve, rates, trims, sub trims, endpoints. Okay, and then you can also go, whoop, there's timer setups. Again, none of that stuff really is, okay, there's system, there's your RX bind, models, all that stuff, okay? So this is the FSI6S, okay? So I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna let it lock itself after a second. There's also a couple of screens here, okay? So it shows that's your battery voltage here. And then there's your channel monitor, so you can see the sticks as they move. The refresh rate on this is sometimes, I feel like it's not very dark, but I'm also pointing it at you and not me. Mm-hmm. So I've noticed that is, well, we've never had a problem seeing it, and the backlight is plenty strong. There are sliders up here. They're not actually used for anything on this application, but I did see they use this particular transmitter a lot of times for construction vehicles, because then you can use sliders for tracks. So, cool. But yeah, the idea is we're not trying to review this transmitter. We don't really care. It comes as a ready to fly this way. If I was doing this as a plug and play option, I would most definitely not use this. What I would do is I would set up a receiver, and then I would use my NX10 or similar, maybe an NX8, maybe an NX6 or an NX7E, because I'm a Spectrum guy. And then I would do all my system controls, would go out to the flight controller, and the flight controller would do what needs to be done, okay? So keep in mind, when you have a flight controller, some helicopters come with a flight controller and some don't. So you'll want to double check exactly the way it comes if you're getting plug and play, okay? I don't know how it comes. We're not telling you because we don't know. This flight controller is going to be how it becomes the GPS heli drone. But this is what interacts with the actual flight controller. So keep in mind, the receiver is nothing special, okay? The flight controller is something special. So you could actually take the flight controller, monitor the different channels and what they're doing, and you could replace it with any brand you want, so long as you match up each of the principal features to the switch positions and call outs that you'd like to have on your own transmitter, okay? So because I know Spectrum, I could probably do that, but I'm not gonna do that because most people are not gonna do that. They're just gonna get this in a ready to fly, or they're gonna get a plug and play, and they're gonna fly like a regular helicopter.
Do their whole own setup.
And then they'll put their own Spectrum receiver or some other, you know, they're not gonna use Spectrum for this probably, but. That being said, what was the flight controller called that we used in the M4?
We used the Spectrum one, but I can't remember the model.
It's got a weird model number.
We can link to it if you want the plug and play.
Yeah,
option.
we'll just link to the helicopter.
Okay.
So if you have additional questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll do the best to answer them. Obviously, with a helicopter this size, we don't fire them up inside because it's big, especially not for the Maiden. Now, some of you guys might be a little bit more ballsy, or maybe you're not married, and you can do that if you want, but I would definitely wear your nut cup, your face shield, and your hard hat, okay? This battery is not quite fully charged. It's getting pretty close. And then this one, ironically,
98
is at, which side is that?
Oh, 86, this way.
That's 86,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, because it wouldn't go from 68 to 58%. Right. So just to be clear, did you guys catch what we just talked about?
Yep.
The FlyWing tells you which way's up.
Yes.
Okay. So if you were standing here like I am, it's not going from 98 to 58. Right. That would be a strange thing.
It's going from 85 to 86.
Now, the other thing too that I like to do on maiden flights, you don't have to do this, and we don't care about timers because this thing will automatically land when it gets to low voltage. Keep in mind, altitude matters.
Yes.
Clearance matters. And I'm saying if you're flying around under trees and it says time to come home, you better be Johnny on the spot canceling the return to home function. Get into manual mode, fly away from the trees, go ahead and land it then. Just go right to return to home and then it'll do it for you. Or you can just land it right there.
Because it goes up pretty high.
We ran into that one time. We didn't have a crash, thank God, but we had, I can't remember which one of these GPS heli drones we had. I think it might have been, no, that's not a GPS heli drone.
No, it was that Bell 206, the
No,
little
it wasn't.
one, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't any of these. These are newer. But it was one of these that was a GPS heli drone, and it went up, it was the Apache.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
It went up and it didn't
Wow.
get enough altitude to miss the garage, or it was close enough that I wasn't comfortable gambling.
Yeah.
These go higher and you can set that setting.
Which that Bell 206 did
It went-
return to home
yep.
from the backyard, and it went all the way
It
up
went
over
all
the
the way
house.
up and over, because when you take off at this altitude and then you go fly down at the pond, look, that's downhill.
Down there.
Okay. Right? So we have 65 feet of elevation change on our property. So I could conceivably take off. Well, it's actually slightly more than that now, but you'd have to be flying underwater.
Underwater.
So 65 feet of elevation change. So let's say you go down 40 feet and then you take off. It goes back to to neutral. Then it goes up from there and then lands. Okay. So it's not based on where you happen to be traversed to. It's based on your takeoff location. We generally take off in the front with brand new helicopters to give them the best chance at success.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fly these from the back because these are not GPS heli drones. This is a GPS heli drone. That's a GPS heli drone. That's just a regular one. That's just a regular one. This is like a fun one, kind of like a toy grade style. This is definitely not a toy grade heli though. And that's part of the reason why I bring this to your attention. It may not be huge, but it's big, okay? This is probably what, like a 450 size? What does it say on the front?
It just says the BO-105.
Oh, it doesn't say what size class? I think it's about a 450 size.
That's what I was thinking it was. They're
Now,
actually
guys,
are
if
no
you didn't know what
specs.
that means, that speaks to the length of the blades, okay? So the length of the blades is how they size class the helis, okay? So if you see like an M7, an OMP M7, that'd be like 700 millimeters, okay?
That's an M4 over
But
there.
that doesn't necessarily always include the head size. Okay, so if this is bigger, then you know it's technically bigger or smaller, but it's by a minor amount. I don't know exactly how the manufacturers fight that out, but the truth is this is pretty dang big. In fact, you already saw it, but I know some of you are gonna ask, hey, can I see it side by side next to the Huey? The Huey, of course, is the same technical size class. Yes, you can actually buy this 4-bladed system, and you can install it on the Huey if you wanted to make it look like more the modern style. They offer this Huey in a white as well. And by the way, we have links to these as well. Amazing, okay? You'll notice that they are about the same size.
Yep.
Okay. Now these have carbon fiber blades. I did notice that these were not carbon fiber blades, and if they are, they're painted. I believe these are
I
plastic.
think they're plastic, yep.
Okay.
I think so too.
So these are actually a superior blade in my opinion. But if you'll notice that the size class, this is maybe a little bit smaller, you see?
Yep.
So maybe
Just
it's
a
a
little bit.
maybe it's a 420, maybe it's a 430. I don't know exactly what size. So at the end of the day, everything details wise matters, but it only matters as much as you want it to. So we are going to use a voltage alarm just to give us an alarm in case the voltage would drop down below and it doesn't automatically return to home. But I have every reason to believe it's going to return to home, just like always. Okay, so we showed you how to take the canopy off, which is probably the most gut-wrenching thing in this whole build. We've showed you inside the canopy. Did you show them this? This is the tail boom plug. So that goes to the tail rotor. And I do not like that that's strapped tight like that in front of the heat sink. Jeez, why did they do that? I feel like that's not a very smart move, because what's going to happen is it might get hot and melt. In fact, I don't often do this, but I'm doing this.
I'm going to show them with the light on real quick what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that enough that I'm actually going to do something about it.
Yeah, that is pretty tight.
That is like, it's just going to hold I'm not saying that it's going to get super hot, but if it does, it's going to melt that freaking cable. Or eventually it will. I don't think it's going to melt the cable, but I don't want to be aware of it and then not do anything.
It's kind of just janking on it too.
Yeah, it's hard on everything. Okay, so I'm going to release that. Now, the reason they do that is they want to keep it out of this gear. Why are you on that side?
Because you're on that
See
side.
this? I don't want it to get into that gear.
Right.
That would be bad, and I agree with the manufacturer in that regard. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a small deviation from what they did to protect the helicopter from itself. That gets it away from the hot spot, okay? Now, obviously, they wanted this to be secured. So I'm just gonna like move it enough to where I can secure it. I could take my forceps and put it somewhere else. I could also take and drill a small hole and then feed a zip tie through. You see right there?
Yeah. Is there anything else that you can attach it to that's already there?
Maybe. And I do like that it's accessible, like you can get to it easy. But what I don't like is I don't like the fact that it's pulled right in front of a giant heatsink. You know what I could do? I wonder if I can reach from this, because then that would at least give an air gap. Yeah, I mean, that would even be a little bit better than what we had. See, even if it was just held by the connector itself, that would make, see the air gap?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can.
That's like a ton better than what they had because it was tight.
Than just the cable
Yeah,
up against
so
it.
I'll just go ahead and go and see, just keep it in mind. I'm talking about like worst case scenario here, guys. This is probably completely unnecessary. I'm probably just blowing smoke, but I'm just gonna do this real quick. These precautionary measures are very easy to take. If you notice something, you know, just resolve it before it becomes a giant disaster, okay? But I'm gonna say something though. That seems to wanna pull it. Yeah, when I pull it up like that, it kind of undermines my effort. You see what happened?
Yeah, because then just pulled the cable back
Yeah.
up against the heatsink.
That's exactly right. Man, I don't like that at all. I wanna do something different. You suppose I could China glue it?
Yeah,
Just China glue it?
why not? It just needs to be held, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't even need to be like absolutely perfect. It just needs to kind of not flop around in there. Because if you go upside down, it could get into this gear
Right.
set. Okay, I'm gonna get some glue. We'll come right back. All right, I'm just gonna drill a hole. I almost never do this, but I'm gonna do it today because I decided I like this helicopter and I don't wanna destroy it, okay? So in order to do this, I just want the hole to be far enough back that I can easily drill it so I can fit between my blades. I could also take these blades off if I wanted because it's so dang easy. That is such an awesome feature, okay? And I'm just gonna start right here. I'm gonna get the blade to bite. I'm gonna make sure it's started. I need to leave a little bit of meat with my potatoes there. Remember, this is just to put a zip tie through. Some of you guys are rightfully thinking, why did you make such a big hole? Because I wanted to make sure I could put a beefy zip tie in there and not like one of the little baby ones, and I didn't want it to be a question. So now I'm gonna get a vacuum and suck it. The camera crew told me I had to show you sucking it. Why does every Chinese thing have to have a speed? Is this battery dead?
I don't know, the battery's probably dead.
100% suck. Okay. We're gonna link to this also. I'm just kidding. Literally, first time I've sucked on camera for a while. Guys, look. All I wanna do is secure this thing. That's all I wanna do. And I get why they didn't do it, but they probably should have. Now, it's always awkward to get that tail back, so what I like to do is I'll take and just bend them 2 or 3 times, okay? Bend them 2 or 3 times, and then you've got this little curl, and then all you have to do is feed the curl in, like this, and then it's gonna come right back to you. And you don't absolutely have to have forceps, but if you have forceps, it makes it even easier. And you see I've now undermined my own efforts. So we'll just do this, kind of get it to where it's almost all the way back around. And here we go. Come on, you can do it. So anyway, here on Brian Phillips RC, we try to show the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God, so that you guys don't have to be left wanting for details. Sometimes the details we bring to your attention are kind of like no-brainers, and other times they're not so much no-brainers. It just depends on the video and how good the product was made. I'm assuming this product is probably fine, even if you didn't do this. But full disclosure, If I see something and I don't do something about it, and then I have a complete and utter disaster, then what I'm gonna do? Blame the helicopter like some of our competitors would? You know they would too.
Yeah.
I don't know why that would have possibly failed miserably, even though I saw a problem and did nothing about it.
Okay, so now you see there's nothing up against the heatsink now. This is still secured. It's plenty secure. It's still serviceable, which is nice. And we haven't overly tightened the cable. I am gonna slide this back just a hair, okay? And now I am more confident. I am more confident than I was before, but I still would have liked to not have to do that, okay? So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna carefully give it a little bit of a twist to tighten, and then we're ready to rock and roll. That's simple as that, guys. Just a simple 7-step process. And we always show all the steps on Brian Phillips RC because we understand that a lot of times you're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, but they clip that part out. The only part I clip out is when I accidentally slip and say a bad word. And that happens a lot. So anyway, hopefully we answered all your questions here about this BO-105. Obviously the BO-105 will be modeled after an Airbus BO-105. It's a very cool helicopter. And just because they have on the box those multiple colors does not necessarily mean the distributors are going to have them. We do hypothetically have worldwide distribution through our distributor on this particular product. So like if you're in a different country and you want to get this, you should be able to get it from the links in the video description below. Of course, you'll support us financially because we do make small commissions from the manufacturers when you order from the links that we share, because then they'll know that we sent you there, or at least help to encourage you to visit their website. And of course, they sold some and they're happy, and so they reward us financially with these small commissions. These small commissions, full disclosure, I want you guys to know, we don't try to oversell stuff just because of a small commission. We get small commissions from all the brands, okay? So I really don't care which one you get. I just want you to get something that's awesome, okay? So if you get something that's imperfect, and we showed it as such in our video, we wanna just give you a high five and say, thanks for watching first, so you knew what you were getting. Sorry, I had a sneeze, cough thing. And if you get something that's awesome and it was out of the box awesome and you had a terrible experience for some reason, we apologize. We try to be as fully upfront with you guys as possible. And we are not married or owned by any one brand, manufacturer, or partnership, but we do have closer and more profitable ones, just like every business. But at the end of the day, we're not bought and owned by any of these guys. If this thing blows up in a million pieces, that's how you're gonna learn about it. Okay, I hope it doesn't, because it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And yes, these ready to fly heli drones are I am the most scared because I am the most out of control using them. And that would be true of drones too. Back when we've done our handful of drones that we've done over the years, it has always come back to the more I can test as I build and get ready for flight, the more I trust it, okay? And in this case, there's not much trust built because I didn't do most of it. The most I did was drill a hole and suck it out. So if you want to do that, all you have to do is check out the links in the video description below. Also, if you're curious about some of these other helis, we do have the full Unbox build radio setup and Maiden Flights, and sometimes even Second Thoughts or shorts. If you guys have seen shorts lately, I just want to remind you, we are a long format content. You may have noticed from this video being super long. That's what we do, okay? Any of the short stuff you see, with the exception of maybe what, like 5 or 10 videos over the course of our entire YouTube history out of thousands of videos, literally hundreds of thousands of hours of watch time. If you watch them all together, hundreds of thousands?
Well,
maybe not quite that much. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's thousands of hours. You could literally watch for like 10,000 plus hours. And that's all brand new virgin content from Brian Phillips RC. And if you add up all the shorts are clips and highlights therein, okay? So if you like a short and you say, I want to learn more, click it. Guess what? You will. But you're also going to get all the hemming and hawing and jokes and the sucky parts. So hopefully we answered all your questions and we've got you primed and ready to give your wife the excuse for the new box on your doorstep. And it's gonna look a little something like that. And it's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
Leave your questions, comments down below. Special thanks to our Patreons. If you wanna be a supporter and you don't like Patreon, you can also be a YouTube member. And that is another way you can financially support us to take us from the death clinch of reaching all of you just to sell the latest and greatest thing. That's not what we do on this channel. We don't care if you buy it. We'd rather you buy it. We just want you buying what's awesome. And the truth is, everything from China is not awesome.
Nope.
Unfortunately. And it's very easy to make a product like this look very good, and it could still suck. We just hope it didn't. Because I usually get pretty dang excited about the FlyWings. Have been the first FlyWing I had, I was like, there is no way this thing is gonna perform. And it actually did. And that was a FlyWing 200. It was a very small, basic looking heli like that. In fact, we just moved it into our shipping container the other day.
We did, yes.
And FlyWing has been one of the few that has really kind of like overperformed. It's unusual. But there again, you have to want the FlyWing experience.
Right.
You get into this echelon and all of a sudden you get the FlyWing experience or the manual flight experience, but you may have to turn it on. So just be aware. Okay. Also, what other thoughts do we have? Oh yeah. So special thanks to members on YouTube and also super thankers. Super thankers is another way you can support us. And then we have PayPal, friends and family.
Yes.
If you don't like any of those three other options. But really at the end of the day, the best thing you do to support Brian Phillips RC is just buy the amazing products from the links. That supports us financially, supports the partners that send us stuff for review, and then also helps us to keep in content, okay? Because obviously we need to make content, so that means we need stuff, and you guys like stuff, and we like stuff, and we wanna see what's good, and we're gonna help you sort through the garbage pile of Chinese RC. And when I say garbage pile, I say that you know, there's some that's not great, and there's a lot that's really good. But generally speaking, the more expensive, the more likely you're gonna have a good experience.
Right.
Except for helis. Do you wanna know why? You can have a heli like that gone, up in smoke. And I'm talking like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's why, especially on helis, you wanna check out a channel like this where we're not just gonna be in here saying, oh, it's the best thing, look at this, I'm gonna take the lid off. Wow, it's amazing, I gotta do a short, this is why I do. If you connect the dots, put it in the comments. I wanna hear your thoughts. But that's what we do. We show the whole truth, nothing but the truth to help us God. Because at the end of the day, if I'm spending this kind of coin, I wanna know what's good.
Yeah.
And I don't just wanna read reviews that are fake on Chinese websites that I don't trust, okay? Because if it's all 5-star reviews, yeah, I'm not so sure I can trust that.
Right.
I wanna hear at least one jerk that had a problem that he caused himself and he put it all over the internet.
Don't worry.
There'll be somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, my battery's done charging over here, and then this one made it up to 92%. So that's actually pretty dang good. Now, also, if you guys don't have an XBC battery checker, I should say, these are really handy. Let's just check where we are. So plug this in. Okay. Yeah, 88%, 89%. Okay. So looks about right. So they were saying 92% over here. So when they say 92%, they might be setting this to maybe not charge to the same level, or it could just be a little disparity in our electrical circuits. I'm not throwing these guys under the bus over a charger. I could really care less.
Right. And not over a couple of percent.
A couple of, percentage basis points.
Yeah.
However, this one's done, and it's in the process of balancing. That's why you see these things jumping around like that. Okay, so I'll unplug that, and we'll unplug this battery, because it's the first one to go in for a ride. It's gonna be amazing. So I'll show you loading the battery real quick before we wrap this up. So as I said earlier, we have to, did we show them the arming process?
No, not yet.
Let's do that real quick before we'll load the battery, and then we'll show them the arming process. Look at this stupid cat. What is wrong with you, moron?
She wants in.
Get off of there. What are you doing?
You were ignoring her when she was sitting nicely on the rug.
That's how your screens get destroyed.
So we took him out.
Goodness gracious.
Good thing she only weighs 6 pounds.
She's our smallest cat.
Yeah. Where's the other one?
She's Cinderella cat.
He's not out here.
So you see this? I meant to show you guys this earlier too, and I'm gonna show you right now. Look, watch this. It does not close like that, because that's all the further, but can you go this way? No. It doesn't quite fit. No. What if I went this way?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you?
No, probably not. Probably not gonna go, guys. Ooh, wait. Can I go in? Nope, there's a shaft.
Break something.
I'm not gonna break it, I'm just being gentle. But I wanted to see, what?
It doesn't go in the hole down there?
What, here?
Yeah.
No, it'll
Off to
go,
the
but
side?
it hits the bottom. Or are you saying here?
Oh, yeah, no, it hits the bottom.
Yeah, this just, you could take the front off, but then
But
what do
then,
you
yeah,
gain?
that you don't gain anything.
So what I was trying to show you is if this could slide in somehow, you could
So you
store
just
this.
store it.
You could still store the blades like this, and it would take up like virtually no space.
Right.
So if you're in a tight spot, guys, bigger heli, way easier to store than the Carbon
Than a
Z
million planes.
T28, okay?
Yes, right.
But you can take those planes apart too, okay? That's a big issue for us right now, if you haven't
It
connected
is.
the dots. So we're getting ready to build a big building. Oh, by the way, insider story. Ding, 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 look at that, guys. Look, we got an excavator sitting out there.
It's a
That's our
skid
small,
steer.
it's our excavator skid steer, but hold on. Here, let me give him the first.
You have to go.
First look.
I'm not going out there.
We just blew something up. Did you hear that?
I did.
You guys see what I see? Do you see what I see? It's an excavator. It's a bulldozer. So
It
yeah,
is a bulldozer.
it's coming
Yes.
right around the corner, guys.
Literally, finally.
Yeah,
They're on our property. They're committed.
just a few months late, but it's okay because we finally got our formal release from some other entities. Okay, so stick this in the hole. Did
Whoa.
they tell you where?
Wait,
Good
no.
Lord.
That's not the Velcro side. The Velcro side.
I understand. I'm just
Oh.
sliding it in to see how it fits.
Well, it's obviously.
I just don't understand exactly where you're supposed to put it. Did they tell us?
No, I'm sure not.
Ah, come on, man. Oh, it's not dumb. Don't say those things.
I did.
In front of it.
I used.
Smart. This is not a paper airplane. Read this entire user manual. Okay, so you guys see what I'm talking about here? Where is the information? Yeah, no touch, no touch, no touch.
The settings? You already touched that.
I know, I showed him how to touch it. Oh, goodness gracious.
See, that's all it says for power right there.
What? What do you mean for power?
It doesn't tell you how to put the battery in. It just
It
says
shows the
plug it
battery,
in.
but it doesn't really show the
It doesn't
exact
show, like,
position.
where it is.
China, listen, we need to have a talk. If you're gonna sell helicopters into my country, you need to show us where to stick it. Right here. Are you kidding me?
It's too tall.
Listen, guys, I just gotta talk to you about this. It may, but it may not be designed to go under there. Look.
Oh, is that all the more it's gonna go?
This is why you don't put on the Velcro.
Right.
Ever.
Even China didn't do it right.
China, listen, don't do that. Oh, you could totally put a strap here though. Why did we put a strap there? And then this would be,
But we don't know where it's supposed to go.
well, this is big, but it's not that big.
Not that big.
Okay. Is it supposed to be all the way out here? That would be kind of like a long ways out. And that's really cantilevered over.
And that's not like it's holding it down. I wouldn't trust that.
I'm not gonna trust it. Heck no. Oh.
No.
No, that's way too wide. Guys, this seems like a stupid problem because look, it fits perfectly sideways. And then you could go wherever you needed to go. Remember, you've got to reach this lead to that short little baby lead.
You can't peel that piece of Velcro off, can you?
What, this?
Yeah.
I absolutely can.
I mean,
Look,
well, it's
do you really wonder if I can do that? Goodness gracious.
Sorry.
Have you seen, I mean, I've done things. This Velcro? Are you kidding me? Do you really know if I can take that off?
Okay, now stick it back on the other side.
Like here?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna cover up these important
It's
details.
in China. Chinese.
74 watt hours,
Well,
guys.
too bad. The Velcro's in the wrong spot.
China, don't ever do that again. It's embarrassing for me.
I'm sorry I ever doubted
There
you.
it is. Look. You're gonna have to make it up to me now. Here it is, guys. Look at this. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. Okay, while we're talking about Velcro, because this is at 92%, I'm gonna go and unplug it.
Okay.
This one obviously is gonna have the same problem.
Right.
So we've had to do 2 modifications on this. That's pretty bad track record for FlyWing. Check this out. remember, this has to reach that, okay? That's gonna be a pretty tight squeeze. So I feel like,
I have to go back even further.
yeah, just a little bit more. And I don't know if the center of gravity is gonna be right. You wanna know how you check the CG on a helicopter? The CG on a heli.
Jeez.
That was like really white.
Way too old and way too white for that.
Wow.
Now who needs to apologize to who?
Everybody. I'm sorry. Everybody. I repent of my wicked desire to make white wraps on Brian Phillips RC. Okay, here it is, guys. It's still
See?
sticky.
Now you got.
That is why I
Schmutz.
always do a shelf liner, but there's no strap in this one.
Right.
And yes, to answer your questions, I know you're thinking there are straps in the other helis, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, there are. Look, FlyWing. There's one right there. See?
Hey,
What?
they gave us one of those. It was around the cord.
It was around the cord, you're right, but it wasn't that long. I don't think it's long enough. Where is it?
It's on the windowsill
it's over
because I
here.
smartly didn't take it downstairs yet.
Okay, hold on. Speaking of intelligence, show me how far around the battery it goes.
Oh, shoot. Then what was this one for? I'm just saying they gave us one. I didn't.
Yeah, you stopped in your tracks. That was so fast. Jeez. Okay, here it is. Oh no, there's not a rib under there.
Nope.
So, what you were saying was...
I was right all along, just like always.
Okay. All right, you win this one. That worked pretty good.
Nice.
FlyWing, you've thought of everything.
The battery is still too tall to go the other way, though. Either way.
Well, I mean, admittedly, as long as you got your drill out, you could just ream it out a little bit. You could just ream it and then suck it.
Are you going to teach them how to test the CG?
So the yeah, but seriously, Eddie, this is long format.
Squirrel.
Long format, okay?
Not
So
that
you see this
long.
negative all the way up to 8S. Boom. Negative is the blackest most. Then you can press this button. Watch. Beep. 3.3. Yeah, let's just do 3.3 is good enough for me. And then I'll just drop this down in yonder. Yonder, right here. Okay. Now, I'm not going to plug this in yet, but I will go ahead and stick this on. This does not need to be fully seated to get us enough of an idea of CG, because you're only talking about a couple millimeters of the same amount of weight. You're not going to change the lever moment that long. I am going to put this back in here, so it's simulating where it would be when it's fully snapped, because I have to open this to to actually start, to click it. You see what I'm talking about, camera crew?
Yeah.
You see how that's further out? Why would that impact the center of gravity?
Well, it's not going to impact it that much. I thought you were going to put it on a little further back.
But just listen. Why would that impact it?
Because the weight is further forward. Very slightly.
Yes!
Very, very slightly.
Exactly. I'm starting this charger on the real charger, on the regular charger.
Oh.
Okay. So the BO105, guys, we've answered all the questions that could have possibly humanly been asked.
And then
now I'm going
a
to
million more.
check center of gravity. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. It really is. So you basically just grab it by the rotor. Grab it by the rotor. See if it balances. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Okay. Grab it by the rotor. Okay. So then this will give us our alarm if we would drop down to 3.3, which, to be honest with you, we're going to be long since landed by the time that thing goes
We're going
off.
to be frozen before 3.3.
Not necessarily. It's actually not that cold out there. It's just wet. This weather sucks.
It does.
By the way, China, another comment. When you're making vacuum cleaners, make it go to full speed first. Don't make me hit a button.
They want you to use the eco mode.
No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so
Like you vacuum.
we've answered all the questions and more. We talked about our vacuum, and we were going to talk about arming this for the first time. Okay, so the arming portion is pretty critical. So I'm just going to stick this on there because it's absolutely gorgeous. I want to look at it. Okay, so to arm this thing, I'm going to do it with this thing on, even though there's nothing plugged in. Okay, so full disclosure, totally unplugged. It's not going to hurt me. Okay, we're going to turn it on. Wait for the stupid thing. Okay, so to take off, This is a little bit more involved because it's a GPS heli
Do you want
drone.
me to read it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Please place the helicopter in a flat, open outdoor area with the user facing the tail. Okay, GPS mode unlock.
The user? What the heck is a user?
You're a user, obviously.
I'm a user?
Okay, turn the transmitter run switch to stop position.
Okay, watch this, guys. Boom. Watch this. BO105. Yellow. Why do I do that?
Because we have a million of those things, and then when I have to go search for one. Are you gonna label your steps like you usually do? Is that what you got off the Sharpie?
What steps?
I thought you were gonna number them.
What?
So you have to have the run switch in the stop position over there.
Stop.
So stop.
By the way, stop is going to stop it.
Yes.
Don't do that unless you want to stop it. It will crash.
It will stop. Okay.
Okay.
GPS switch to GPS. Mode switch to GPS, so in the middle. And the H1 light will be flashing yellow.
That is this light, guys. Right here. Right there. That's why
Yes.
this is mounted off center. This is a GPS receiver.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so stop, GPS, flashing yellow. Move the helicopter outdoors, away from buildings and trees. Turn on the power and wait for the search satellite. After waiting a few minutes, the light will change from flashing yellow to solid green. The helicopter has been positioned successfully. Unlock is shown in the figure, down and out, and hold for about 5 seconds until the H1 flashes green. So you're gonna go from solid green to flashing green.
Flashing green means it's in ready to fly in GPS, and then when you go to 3D, it's going to go to flashing red.
While the green light is flashing and the stop switch, flip the stop switch to the run position and the helicopter motor will start.
Arm, then run.
Then
right?
run, yes. After the helicopter head
Which,
speed
by the way, you already saw this.
Yes, this
But
is
this
what we
is
did
when my
last time.
brain gets injected with the information.
And then I remember what you didn't do right.
That's
Because
right.
I have to read it.
Yeah.
Then
like
after
that.
the helicopter head speed stabilizes, push the throttle lever to take off. Once the helicopter leaves the ground, release the throttle to hover.
Yeah.
Don't stop the motor during flight unless the helicopter will crash. Right there.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't flip to stop.
This is stopping.
Yes.
Remember, listen, this is important. On a normal helicopter, you would have a transmitter that would be more like this, okay? So on a normal remote controlled helicopter, you would have a helicopter that has a collective. This moves all the blades up and it changes the pitch, okay? Then it would, like this would be neutral. So it'd be like kind of not going up, not going down. But then this would be like go down. Then this would be go up, okay? Then this would roll the heli. This would roll the heli. This would lean the heli. This would lean the heli. And that's how you make your movements. And then this yaws the heli, okay? So imagine this is the helicopter with the nose going that way, okay? So this would go up. This would go down, this would yaw, yaw. This on a mode 2, lean back, lean forward, coordinate your turns, come in, flare, touchdown. So you can fly your transmitters around. Really nerdy.
really dorky.
But that's what's different here, is you have a spring return on a heli drone. See? You wanna try it?
No, I know how it works.
Just do it once. Just give me once.
I know how it works.
Okay. Wow. That was, you could really tell you were trying hard. So the point is, this is the cyclic, okay, or the
Cyclic, the word you don't know how to pronounce.
I can't ever say it right. The collective, okay, but there's not really a collective. Oh, by the way, these sticks are adjustable. You can unscrew them and then use that as a jam nut to go up higher. So if you'd like a longer stick, then you hold the bottom one and you can screw this back down.
Who wouldn't want a longer stick?
Listen, some people want them longer, some people want them shorter. It depends. You remember the dude? Watch this. I just don't want you guys to end up like this, like, oh!
Spilling your nuts all over the place.
This isn't a
I
nut.
thought you said it was a jam nut.
No, this acts as the jam nut. It acts as a jam nut, okay? So I'm just gonna unscrew this. See, look.
Mm-hmm.
Once you unscrew it, then you can brace it. And once they run into it, you just grab your nuts and tighten them. Now you have longer sticks. So some people, I'm serious, it makes a big difference, camera crew. It's ignorant. Okay? So I'm gonna break my jam nut and I'm gonna screw them all the way down. It's crazy, the difference. Feel the difference. You think I'm full of it? Well, you're gonna have to, here.
What? Why would you not want longer sticks?
Because longer sticks are like different. Like it's a different feel. It depends. If you want a longer reach, some people have a hard time hitting the inside of this. So it just depends on the size of your hands and thumbs and stuff like that. It's kind of personal, obviously. But
Hey,
you can do that. You can also do that on these too, I think. See? They go in and out.
Yeah.
You probably didn't even know that. Until I just explained
Just
it to
now.
you. So
Hey.
now that you know that there's a difference between a GPS heli drone and a not, that's one of the primary differences in a GPS heli drone, and that's my name, not theirs, would be the fact that it has GPS, it has return to home functions, it will automatically fly itself, just like a drone.
Do you want me to read the
Yes.
thing about home mode?
Yeah.
Just so that we remember?
Homey mode.
Okay, if you need to use the home mode, one key to return low
Wait,
power
home?
return.
Go ahead.
Make sure that the GPS satellite signal is good before takeoff and there are no buildings or trees around the takeoff point that hinders return. Smart return.
By the way, that's at 30 meters. 30 meters. 30.
For trees or buildings?
30 meters is the altitude, I believe, if I remember right. Okay.
That always seems really high to me.
It seems high.
Okay, smart return. I think that's supposed to be dial the switch to home and the helicopter return automatically.
So what you do is you go like 1-800
Yes.
home.
Home. Okay. Then dial to GPS mode to terminate the return
Yes.
flight.
So the only time when this may not work is if you're at low voltage. You have to be careful as you approach the end of your flight sequence.
Yes.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about a lot of things. Most of this we're going to evaluate as we fly. But if you want a refresher, that's what you're watching now.
Right.
Okay. Believe me, it's going to be more ouch my balls if you crash this on your Maiden. You're going to be pissed. And you're going to be like, Brian, why didn't you tell me about that thing? I would have really appreciated it.
Can I read the next sentence?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it have anything about
Low power return. When the power system judges that the current is low, it will auto return and land. Please ensure the current distance of the helicopter conforms to the range of the remaining power. When returning on low power, the helicopter will auto rise to 15 meters and then return, which isn't controlled by the operator. If
Okay, I said 30, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I was just giving it my college try. 15 meters is still pretty high.
It is.
And keep in mind, 15 meters, so 15 times 3 feet, for those of you that don't know what a meter is, okay? It's a long way, it's 45 feet up. So it's like our house is probably 26 feet peak to foundation, okay? So it's buried in the ground. So if you figure on 45 feet, it's like 3 times the height of my house.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna make it over the top of the house. But I do not want to find out I was wrong because I took off over there where I'm sub 20 feet of terrain.
Right, exactly.
But it's gonna go back to home. So if you're flying to an uphill location, then it might freak it out.
Keep that in mind.
Just keep in mind.
And if there's obstacles, trees or buildings on the way back,
Like
the flight needs to be terminated. Auto return needs to be terminated.
Yeah, terminated by like that, okay? So if you dialed it in and you want to terminate, you just go back to GPS, okay? Or if you were automatically sent home by the battery voltage, then you would go GPS. Now keep in mind, that is the time you take seriously getting down to the ground.
Right.
Until you have established how long you have to play with.
And it looks like this would be if you go into the software, you can
You can change it,
adjust
yep.
what that low
What the low,
voltage.
so 3.6 is the default, right?
Well, that says 3.7 on that little diagram, but maybe that's what they're changing.
No,
it.
whatever, 3.7.
Recommended between 3.65 and 3.7.
So what happens is, if you sag a cell, it is the nominal voltage divided by 4. That's what they do. Because this isn't a smart pack, it does not know the individual cell counts.
Right.
So just keep in mind, if you have a sagging cell and you're on a 4S pack and it goes to 2 volts from 4.2 at full charge to 3.7 is your low voltage return to home, just enough to get you there comfortably, okay, if you're close. Then what's gonna happen is that sagging cell will show a nominal is all of them added divided by 4. That's how they tabulate 3.7 as their average cell voltage.
Return home.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so because I know some of you are wondering about that. The other thing is, yes, you can most definitely change that on the FlyWing software. You do have to have a computer. You do have to have it hooked up. I don't know if you can do it on a Mac. I have no idea.
They don't know.
I just know that you hook up to the USB-A to USB-C. We've done it with our laptop once. It's not hard. The website seems a little bit like it's made on the dark web, slightly, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are we gonna go fly this thing?
We're gonna go fly it
crap
right
weather.
now. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I'm actually super excited. Remember guys, Brian Phillips RC, we try to cover everything we can. There are things we forget. If we forgot something, we're sorry. We do firmly believe that the best way for you to get out of the chair and into the air is to watch our video, make a decision, get something simple. Don't start with this, guys. You don't need to start with this. Start with something simpler. We have links to tons of great choices. You can get in for less than $100 and be flying in your living room comfortably and not worry about, you know, hitting a wall or
ice storms.
Probably don't want to hit your TV, but you know, hitting yourself, your dog, your cat, you know, that little Bell 206, you could probably do it and they'd be fine. I still don't hit my eyeballs. But this thing, you definitely do not want to hit your eyeballs or any other ones for that matter, because this thing is pretty serious helicopter. There are some safety issues you want to watch out for, namely charging batteries, namely props, in this case, rotors. That is a lot of stuff spinning really fast. Be careful, okay? Don't get cut, don't burn your house down, okay? Charge on hard surfaces that are inflammable, charge where you could hear and see and smell, if you can't. Make me jealous. But at the end of the day, do the best you can. Be good neighbors. This is definitely not sub 250. If you want to be fully above board and legal in the United States, if you need to fly in a FRIA, that's one option. Or you could get something like one of these two choices. We show these. We are not endorsing the law. It is, as far as I'm concerned, it's just an evil overreach, just like everything else our government does. That's a Ruco remote ID. That's a Sky remote ID. Neither of these companies probably wanted any of this crap to happen. Although the Ruco, I don't know. They probably love it because it's super.
They make drones.
They make drones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, remote ID is just a total joke because the bad actors, these gigantic drones that are going over the northwest part of our country right now, who knows, or northeast, or where is it? I don't know. It's like somewhere. It's not here. I don't care. It's not here. Not yet.
Not yet.
But all I got to say is, at the end of the day, if you want to fly legally, you can put that Ruco. You can attach it to yourself. You can attach it to a plane. If you're just flying for recreation, you can plop it in here. You should be above board, fully legal. If you've got Karens in the area, they'll be happy.
And if you're not flying in a FRIA.
Yes. If you're flying in a FRIA, nobody cares.
Doesn't matter.
It's fine then. Okay? So, and we're not lawyers. Do your own research. Figure out if you're following your own rules. I don't care what you do. As far as I'm concerned, I wish that the rule didn't exist. It's a joke. So, but I do love airplanes. I love aviation. I love staying safe. I love being legal so that I don't have to deal with a bunch of ramifications from idiot politicians and bureaucrats. But at the end of the day, you know, the best way to keep out of trouble is to be friendly with people that are watching this amazing hobby, because most people are going to get like ouch my balls about helicopters and drones. So, because people get nervous. They're like, I don't want to get whacked in the face by a helicopter.
Right.
And people can get hurt a little easier on these than they can with airplanes, which sounds ridiculous if you're a heli guy. I get it. Just remember, people do and can get hurt on helis. And same is true for airplanes, but it's very rare. We still have a really good safety track record in model aviation. Okay? All right. That's all we got for you today. Hopefully we answered all your questions and even more. Don't forget to support Brian Phillips RC. Smash the like button. Click the bell for notifications when you do subscribe. And if you're considering a beautiful new helicopter, airplane, quad VTOL, tank, RC cart, truck, boat, whatever it happens to be, we've probably done it on Brian Phillips RC. Check out the links in the video description below or head over to bprc.me. That's the short link, or brianphillipsrc.com, same place, long link, and you can find out comparison videos, and they're sorted by type, brand, or affiliate partnership that we had. Should make it easy for you. Thanks for watching, guys. So much more right around the corner, and stay tuned. We literally have more right there. We're gonna be filming like ASAP if the weather keeps at this rate. We'll be filming soon. So stay tuned. Come back for more.